Greetings, my name is Lou Brutus,
I'm Corey Taylor from Slipknot.
and this is hardDrive Online. You're Making Me Hate You is the new tome from New York Times bestselling author, Grammy Award winner, and at times Doc Severinsen dress-alike, Corey Taylor, who joins me now. Corey, good to see you. Congratulations on the book.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
You know, I think more so even than your first two books, this one, it reads like your natural voice.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if that was a planned sort of thing.
No, I mean, it just kind of happened, you know. I mean, this was the book that I kind of wanted to write, but I knew I didn't want to do it until I kind of got some traction, basically. So, the first two books, I loved writing, but this one feels really like me, like it's just kind of rant, it's stream of consciousness, it's me basically just kind of going off and just talking about the observations that I see around the world, So, and that's something, you and I talk about. It's the way I talk with my friends. It's the way I talk with everybody. So for me, it's probably the most Corey Taylor of all my books. Like I touched on it on 7 Deadly Sins. Funny thing happened. I kind of got away from it because I was trying to figure things out and make a point and tell stories. This one is pure get off my lawn, like shaking the cane in my, my knee-high black socks and just angry at the world. So, and hopefully it's funny. I mean, a lot of people tell me it's funny. That's what I was shooting for.
How do you find your own voice in writing? Because you and I have had a lot of conversations about folks who have influenced you.
Yeah.
George Carlin is one.
Huge.
The Monty Python guys are others. Hunter S. Thompson is a big fan, is a big fave of yours. But how do you make it where you have them still maybe in your DNA, but you're not aping them? I mean, how do you find your own voice?
I think it just kind of comes down to what you want to say and how you want to say it. I mean, the great thing about Hunter, like in his writing, was how descriptive he was, and that, every parable or every metaphor, like he could put you in the moment. Like he could dress that scene for you so he could compare it to what he was dealing with. For me, my thing has always been about trying to make the point first and then throw to a metaphor or throw to a description that hopefully no one's ever heard before, and try to make it A, funny, and B, as right on as possible. And I think that's kind of what I did with this, For me, writing this book was the most unleashed, the most unfettered, because it was just observation. I wasn't really trying to quote anything or kind of copy and paste out of thesauruses or like encyclopedias or anything. I was
Rhymezone.com.
Yes,
Synonyms.
I was just kind of going, So for me, it was just kind of about how would I say this in real life? How would I talk about this? And then let's just kind of embellish it just a pinch, So it feels very conversational, and I think that's what I've been kind of trying to work towards.
Time management in this day and age for anybody watching or listening to this is always difficult. I would think for you, it's an extra acute problem because of all your musical stuff and all the other things you do.
Yeah.
How do you find the time to write this and then go back and invariably rewrite as many times as you can?
For me, it's taking advantage of the downtime a lot of times. Like I wrote this while we were recording the Gray Chapter. So I would work all day in the studio, right? Dealing with heavy stuff. And then I would go back to where we were staying in Venice. And then I'd be like, okay, it's time to kind of take that head off and put the other head on so I can, laugh a little bit, And then usually it would be while I was driving to the studio and back that I would see something that was like, that's going in this chapter, and I would try to keep it as fresh in my mind as possible. And I would just kind of right into the computer. So it was kind of balancing both at the same time while also not being unfocused, and taking away, the focus that I was trying to put on both, So it was good to kind of be able to get both of those done at the same time, knowing that, you know, one had more priority because it was coming out sooner, and then the other one I could take my time a little bit more, and then go back and do little punch ups and move some stuff around. So yeah, I mean, it's just about balance, you know. The thing that I found with myself is that I can juggle a lot of stuff, but if I'm doing too much at the same time, I can't really put that Taylor energy into it, you know, whatever that means. It's usually not a good thing, but the thing I noticed is that if they're not all due at the same time, I can focus on one, get that as close to completion as I can, and then, you know, jump to the next one, try to drive that home, jump to the next one, try to drive that home. So I'm not spinning the plates as much as I'm kind of just, you know, drying them off and putting them back in the cabinet.
You're Making Me Hate You, Corey Taylor's new book. There's a link right below it where you can order the book, and it really is fantastic.
Right near my balls. Click on my balls, buy my book.
Scratch that.
Scratch my balls.
Said, not his balls.
Scratch my balls and buy my book.
Hard Drive Online is brought to you in part by Napa Auto Parts. Conquer the job with Napa Know-How. If you simply can't get enough hard drive, download the official Hard Drive radio app. You'll get exclusive interviews, performances, and RAN streams straight to your phone for free. Thanks for watching my interview with Corey Taylor. If you enjoyed that, click subscribe for more interviews with Corey coming soon, and make sure to get his book, You're Making Me Hate You. If you're a Tremonti or Alter Bridge fan, check out this interview with Mark Tremonti. If you're a Breaking Benjamin or Tool fan, check out Breaking Benjamin's cover of Prison Sex. Until next time, I'm Lou Brutus for everybody here at Hard Drive Online.